And then once we had our children, and then they started having reactions to foods, and they were having trouble with sugar, and they were losing all kinds of like allergens. Their immune systems were totally messed up. And we just kept losing everything. We got down to, I think it was about 20 foods per person, and that included oils and spices at one point because they were reacting to everything they had ever eaten. And so it was at that point where I did what I wouldn't recommend anybody else do. And I got really, really angry about all the holidays that had candy. And I'm like, we're deleting them all off the calendar, which would be a very reactionary way to handle that. But anyway, so these days we tend to stick mostly to Hanukkah. We still do Christmas with family, but at our house we tend to do more Hanukkah because it caused fewer allergy issues. But even before we switched to Hanukkah, I had already started making a lot of changes from what I had grown up with because it didn't fit who we were. Because we had all of these food issues that I didn't grow up with. And so it was very limiting, and I had to reinvent the holiday, which is part of the reason why I eventually got really angry and just deleted them all off the calendar. Because, I mean, you reinvent things enough times and it just kind of gets at you. Um, but when they were small, what we ended up with was kind of like a little house on the prairie type Christmas. And it was, the pictures are really cute to look back at. And, we had a lot of fun with it. And it was small and simple, but it brought a lot of joy to us. And it was fun. Me and my husband would make gifts for the kids. Everything they got was homemade usually.
Wow.
And yeah, it was fun because my husband and I loved to make things. So it was a way that we could spend time together doing something fun. I'm not saying everybody should have a little house on the prairie style Christmas because, and this really gets down to it. G.K. Chesterton once said that tradition is the democracy of the dead.
Hmm.
And when we think about our traditions, like those are the things that really get at us, because, well, it's not Christmas if we don't have XYZ. Well, it's not Christmas if we don't have Christmas cookies. It's just not without these things because we've become attached to our traditions. And the problem is that a lot of times those traditions are not designed for the people that are currently in our house.
As always, consult your physician before trying any of our products. For more information, visit neuroneeds.com. We would appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for being part of our journey.